Well, this is Startup Impact Hub Summit, and we're going to make a bit of a hard pivot now. We're going from planting trees to the future of finance. And we have a great conversation coming up between Maaike Steinebach, who is the CEO for Hong Kong and Macau of Visa, together with Wayne Xu of ZA. So it's a little bit of east and west, in your wallet, on your phone, wherever you want to spend, we're there. So let me hand over to Maaike and Wayne, and we look forward to the next conversation, FinTech Scaling Stories, a conversation between Visa and ZA. And before I hand over, big shout out and thanks to Visa for being the sponsor of the main stage. It's brilliant to have your support. Thank you very much, Maaike, over to you.
Thank you so much and welcome everybody. Well, I really enjoyed that last panel, and I'm sure to go and try and hug a tree over the weekend. Wayne, are you with me?
Yeah, sure.
Hi. So one of my favorite people in Hong Kong, welcome to the Startup Impact Summit main stage powered by Visa. I'm a little bit worried because we have half an hour, and actually we could talk for hours, I'm sure, about all the great things that you are doing and that we are doing together, and hopefully forward the ecosystem in Hong Kong. But let's try and condense it into 30 minutes. So Wayne Xu, President of ZhongAn International, ZA International. Before we kick it off and go into the questions, would you mind explaining maybe to the audience who ZhongAn is? Because yesterday I found out that, you know, there were on average up to 10,000 people online from all around the globe. And whilst you are a household name in mainland China and in Hong Kong, I think it would be good just to do a brief introduction of the company, if you don't mind.
Sure, of course. So, so as Maaike just introduced, I'm the president of ZhongAn International. We are a subsidiary of ZhongAn Online. And ZhongAn Online is the first online insurance company in mainland China. We started our business in the year of 2013. We get this very special license to operate purely online without opening any branches offline. We can do the general insurance in mainland China, including the healthcare and the accidental businesses. And in the year 2017, we registered, well, actually at the very beginning, we got listed on Hong Kong Exchange in September of 2017. And by the end of that year, we registered our international company right in Hong Kong to start our international business. And it's only about 2 years development of our international part. And right now we have 3 main focuses. And the first one is the virtual bank. We are one of the 8 virtual banks get the license in Hong Kong. And we opened our business back to March this year. And the second part of our business is insurance. And we are one of the faster track insurers in Hong Kong. And also we started our business in May this year. So we are very happy to have 2 new business up and running in the first half of this year. And the last piece of our business is technology. So in mainland China, for our business, quite special. So to support our own business, we have built our own technology platform to support the digitalization of our insurance. And right now, based in Hong Kong, we are exporting our technology platform to the other countries, right now mainly to Japan, Singapore, and we are negotiating new deals in Europe as well. So these are 3 main pillars for our international business.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, I would say that in general, you probably had a much better year than a lot of other people in 2020. Actually, you launching your virtual bank and obtaining your license for ZhongAn Insure. Can you tell me maybe a little bit on how you measure success at ZhongAn?
Right. So, well, actually, first of all, so we position ourselves as a true believers that technology can finally make finance easier and more accessible to people, to consumers. So the most important part of our metrics is a user. So we do measure different perspective of users. Number of users, this is very straightforward, and that's not all of that. We also want to make sure our users are active, they are engaged to our services. So the number of active users is very important. So the difference between online business, offline business is, well, actually you are always just one app's opening away from your customers. So it's not like if you want to use a bank or insurance business, you need to go to the branch or make an appointment with your agent. So it's just in your mobile phone. So how to take this advantage and how to build a totally different experience is very important to us. So while the active user is definitely one of the very important metrics for us. And also we have a kind of ultimate goal as we don't have a systematic way to measure that yet, but we want that to be happy users. Okay. So we do have some polling system. Well, we do have a NPS scoring, but well, it's just a measurement. But finally, we want to deliver the product that user really care, they like, they want to refer to the other people. So we want to have happy users. That's the user part. And I think the other side, well, people rarely talk about it, but I think that's also very important to us, is that finally FinTech change the efficiency of banking, insurance. So how to leverage technology to make our operation efficiency higher than the traditional ways is very important to us. That's the key successful factor that will actually make out different from the traditional players. And that also make our balance sheet different, make our business model different.
Yeah, and I think we have already experienced a little bit of that customer experience that you're trying to differentiate. So thank you so much for the extremely smooth experience in the government disbursement that I received. It was literally 2 clicks on my phone and I received the money in my Zongan account on Monday morning. But how, so obviously there are 8 virtual banks. You were the first to actually launch. There are 5 virtual insurance licensees. So how are you actually looking to differentiate yourself in the Hong Kong market?
Yeah, first of all, I'm jealous of you. So although we built the product, I'm not eligible for the funding. So I hope I came to Hong Kong maybe a couple of years earlier so that I can get the funding as well. So well, back to your topic, how to make ourselves different. I think it's a still focus on customers' needs. And it's easy to say, I would say, well, most of people will say we are community driven, we focus on user, everything else will follow. But it's also a challenge to us too. So well, after we get the license, we spend about 1 year to prepare for the massive launch. And we collect a lot of users' feedback. And actually most of the user feedback, you can say that's a user's request. And it's very, very important we can finally translate users' requests into a real product design. So a very commonly seen one is if you ask a user, what's your pain point? What you want your bank do for you? Probably he or she will say, I want a higher interest rate. Yeah, that's all I want. I don't want anything else. I'm okay. So, but that's not a real product requirement. You need to dig more and try to understand what's their current situation, how we can do that better. So how do they plan for their financial budget and how our product can fit into their lifestyle. So, and this is the first step to translate into product design. And I think the second thing is bank is, the core business of bank is quite straightforward. But if you look into at a product level, there are probably hundreds or even, well, not thousands, maybe a couple of hundreds of features you need to build. It's very hard for a new bank like us to really catch up in the all fronts in the first several years. So to really find the age to really find the product and the features that matters to the customer base we are facing is very important. We are small and we have a lot of things need to take care of. We need to stay laser focused to prioritize. We need to be judicious on our roadmap and really focus on what we are delivering. I can't guarantee we can deliver everything our customer asked, but once we deliver, we need to make sure what we deliver is superb.
Yeah, yeah. So you already mentioned it, you're looking for happy customers, but you've taken a very community-driven approach, really wanting to put back the human touch into banking. So how do you actually build your tribe and your Zhong'an community?
At the very beginning, it's pretty friends, family base. We are growing that. And at that time, we don't have much to talk about. It's just like, oh, we have some survey and we want to have an offline gathering to talk about the future of virtual bank. You want to join? Well, we held more than 20 gathering last year, and we gathered more than 2,000 requests from our customers. That's how we get this, we call that ZFM, start to roll. And after we actually launch our product to our customers, we also have the future to allow our customers to refer this service to the new users. So the customer base is growing, and we continuing talking to our customers. And sometimes it's, we still have this offline communication, and sometimes we also use email to talk to them. And starting from this year, the situation shifted a little bit. It's no longer possible for us to host offline events. And we switched the communication more online basis. And after massive launch, we also try to build our, well, actually, as the user base keep growing, we can't talk to
anybody one-on-one
people at the same time. So we start to do Facebook Live, try to convey more message to our target customers and try to collect their feedback. And also another advantage of massive launch is a user know how to find us. They call us, they send an email to us to give us feedback. But still, we still miss the good old school days. We can sit together with our customers. Well, hope the situation is under control, and maybe in this fall or sometime later, we can resume our series of ZFM gathering.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, and that same approach of happy customers, I assume you're also looking to create happy employees. So you're building an insurance company and a banking company virtually from scratch. So how are you actually building a company culture, and what would you like it to be going forward?
I would say the culture finally depends on people, and the most important thing about people is always start from recruiting. So, well, I would say that's one of the area we spend most of our time at the very beginning. It's not an easy job. So, well, if you look into the people we are asking for, so we want technology people. That's not very difficult to find, but we want the technology people to be reasonably capable of understanding financial needs, and they know all the risk or the compliance. At least they need to have this sense. This is much difficult than just hiring an engineer. And also, well, we can find some professional people in some particular area, but also we want that people to be innovative enough, can come up with ideas, not just a business as usual operation. He or she can summarize what their experience is and come up with the insights and the most important of all initiatives to carry forward. Yeah. And also we are recruiting managers, and there are a lot of long-time managers, but we still ask the people to be inspiring and with the right amount of leadership. So, which makes the team building quite challenging at the early time. But well, we have been there so far, and I'm quite proud of the team. And without the team, we won't be able to deliver this service and a product in such a short time.
Yeah, it's quite incredible because you've effectively been on this journey for the last 18 months, 24 months. So you've launched, you're about to also go live with some of your insurance products. So can you talk to me a little bit around your strategy in growing the financial services ecosystem in Hong Kong? So I think a lot of companies are looking at this as an open loop, as a closed loop, their own ecosystem. But similar to Visa, I think ZhongAn is really taking the approach of creating an open ecosystem and looking at how potentially partners can operate together to grow the pie. So can you talk a little bit how you're collaborating with partners and why you've chosen to take this path?
Sure. Well, first of all, as a little bit of personal background, I'm totally a tech guy. My university major is computer science. So in my ideal world, everything should be open, transparent. So it's like technology stacks.
Yes.
Layer after another layer. So each layer has a very clear interface so that they can talk to each other, and each layer is very reliable, and each layer is open to the other players in the arena. Also that's what we have been doing in mainland China as a ZhongAn online insurance company. So I think we are probably the insurance company mentioned ecosystem most in China, at least, probably worldwide. And we take a very open approach to all our partners. We think that's very important for financial. It's not a siloed industry. It has to be rely on some infrastructure, and also you need to be tapped into different ecosystem, different scenarios, so that the user can better understand and better use your service and a product. And also in Hong Kong, we are taking a very similar approach. So even we have our own license, we don't think we can build everything from scratch. We need to be able to cooperate with the existing players. Like a Visa, we are very happy to cooperate with a Visa, give us the insight of the market and bring us up to speed to the card market. And also, we are happy to position ourselves as a future, maybe as a representative of the future banking model. In the new world, in the future world, what's important is what kind of a core capability we can provide, and can we wrap that into different common systems so that the other partners can take the advantage of what we already built, so that the whole efficiency can be boosted.
Yeah, that's fantastic, Wayne. I know that in terms of partnership, you also have a long-term, you're a long-term resident of Cyberport, and you have a very close working relationship with them. So obviously there's a lot of, hopefully entrepreneurs and startups from around the world on the phone that are kind of maybe thinking about coming to Hong Kong. So can you talk maybe a little bit around the benefits that actually being in Cyberport has given you?
I would say we like Cyberport a lot. So frankly speaking, at the very beginning when we decided to move here, some of the employees do have some comment. And but after we made the decision and after they stay here a while, I think we are quite settled down. And this is very peaceful, quiet. If you position yourself, your startup as a product-driven, customer-driven company, it's the right place. You have enough room to bouncing ideas, and this is pretty quiet, and the facility is is strong enough to support you still connected with the world while you are working in a very peaceful and a quiet place.
Hey, and what advice would you have for any startup in general that is looking to set up in Hong Kong?
I would say maybe two things. First of all is try to understand the market you are trying to tackle. So Hong Kong is pretty crowded in many perspectives. So that doesn't mean there's no more opportunity. I would say there's a lot of opportunity here. But try to understand the landscape is very, very important. And the second thing is after understanding that, you still need to find where you get started. Most of the startups, they will focus on customers. It could be consumer and user, it could be another business, but you need to be that, you need to make that crystal clear to yourself, to your team, and you really focus on that.
So you've had, as I mentioned already, quite an incredible journey over the last, let's say, 18 to 24 months. A new resident to Hong Kong, setting up a new bank, a new insurance company. If there's anything that you could have done differently, if that would have been possible, what would you have done in hindsight?
Well, I would say, well, it's my bad. I had some Cantonese class at the very beginning, but I get that dropped after 5 or 6 classes. I hope I still stick on with that.
Aha, so you would have wanted to pick up some Cantonese. That's some very good advice, actually.
Right, right.
And on that note, so what does a typical day for you look like?
I don't think that's too different from everyone else. Well, I would say I usually do some exercise in the morning, so to wake me up without coffee, and so I will try to do some tweak and on my calendar, on my commute to the work, and spend the full day in the office and all visiting partners. So meeting, you know, so I usually will arrange maybe one-on-one or 1-on-2, 1-on-3 lunch so that we can have a informal talking occasion. And yeah, what I'm trying to do is keep some family time, maybe 1 or 2 hours after back to home. And after that will be email documentation time. Well, I know it sounds boring. So if I can, give something different, that could be, I still try to keep kind of a monthly toy playing time. So to spend a couple of hours to play around new mobile apps.
Okay.
Or some electronic gadgets. I feel really relaxing and sometimes get inspired.
So what app are you very excited about, or what game are you very excited about?
Which day during the week?
No, which game or which toy or which app are you very excited about?
Well, right now I spend a little bit of time on the Nintendo Switch Animal Crossing. You know, it's a time-eating game. And the gadget I'm looking forward, maybe PS5 this year. Hopefully, it won't got delayed.
It's great to see. It's great to see that there is a child in every president, Wayne.
Well, yeah. Well, I also play a little bit Robomaster.
Okay.
The tank moving around. You can program that a little bit.
Okay.
That's funny.
Yeah, nice. So maybe just because I think we're already almost out of time, let me quickly ask you 2 more questions. So the first one is, obviously you spoke a little bit around how you are exporting your technology to other markets, to Japan, to Singapore. So where does Dong'an International go from here, looking at its banking and its insurance business?
Right. The technology business is a more global focusing. And right now, we still position our banking and the insurance as a Hong Kong focus. So the reason is simple. Well, you don't need extra capital to go worldwide, but you do need to talk to each regulator, get a capital injection if you want to operate a new licensed business outside of Hong Kong. So that will be our focus for bank. And I believe there are still a lot of room for us to grow. And while not mentioning, there are still a lot of room in Hong Kong market, and we are also looking into the Great Bay Area. So well, there's a huge room for the future.
Yeah. So that's fantastic to know. I have to say I'm slightly disappointed to hear that you're in so many meetings, because I always thought that, you know, a new virtual bank would kind of have a quick stand-up or a walking people. Meeting. But is there anything, let's say, in your management team cadence or your decision-making process that you think is very efficient and that you would like to share?
Actually, our organization is quite flat. So when we make some decision or proceeding with some discussion, we try to make everything transparent and at least accessible to everyone, so that we do not need to, this is a top level and pass to the next level and the next level. So we want to make sure we state the rationale behind the decision clear to everyone. We are holding all hands meeting regularly, and we using instant message tools to convey these messages. And we encourage most of the projects to work louder, which means each step they are making forward, even not directly related to the other party, they should try to assume the other people has a right to know the progress. So yeah, so just be transparent and make that accessible to everyone.
Awesome. So one final question. Tell me something about Wayne Zhu, president of ZhongAn International, that nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Wow, that's a pretty, pretty tough question.
But a few people don't know. Maybe about what you did this morning.
Wake surf.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Wayne shared with me earlier that he's a very avid windsurfer, which I think is fantastic. And great that you find the time to do that before you go to work. Unfortunately, we are out of time. And thank you so much, Wayne, for sharing your own personal journey and your banking and insurance journey with ZhongAn, with the audience today. It's really fantastic to see that you as an individual or as a group are really focusing on that human element that is so crucially important in both insurance and banking, but also in our day-to-day lives, and that you're looking to make a different kind of impact in the Hong Kong community. So thank you so much for being here at the Startup Impact Summit main stage, powered by Visa. And I'm going to hand it back to the convener for the next session. Thank you.
Maaike.
Thank you,
everyone.
Bye.